check this out. Just checking something out here. Gotta figure out what's doing, kinda. Alright, so I think we are live here. I can see what's going on. I'm sorry if there's a black screen or whatever. I don't know. Through. All right. So, hoping this is working. And so we are playing this game. I hate when it does that. All right. So our government, federation, got 37 million people. And GDP of $1.7 trillion. Regime is parliamentary. Our political is center right. Yeah, our guy looks like Justin Trudeau because that's who was in power when this game came out. They call him, what name did they give him? Jordan Bordeaux. It's another name that's hard to pronounce. Capital is Ottawa. Land area is 10 million square kilometers. Regions and outlying territories, we have 13. Temperate for climate and Arctic. Share of world GDP, we have 2% of the world's GDP. We have growth of about 2.13%. So we do have a growth going on, which is decent. Unemployment at the time of it, when this was made, so it's saying January 1st was 6.04%, so that's not reflected to the real world as of today, which is February of 2020, or 2020, so it's much lower at the moment. Inflation is 2.56. I'm not exactly sure what that entails in the game yet. Our national deficit is 1.84%. And then currency is Canadian dollar, which is 0.74 cents to the American dollar. Our debt, a percent of GDP is 87%. GDP per capita is 46.5 thousand. CO2 emissions is 534.1 million tons. Army, we have 63,000. Nuclear weapons, we have 0. Who knows if we'll change that? I don't know. HDI, so our social is up. Happiness is pretty good. Demographic, economy, military might is not very strong. We have not done anything yet. Let's see, what does this guy have to say?
I'm Professor Archibald Rainwater. You may already know me if you did the tutorial. I'm here to give you advice. I won't get in your way during the game. I'll just let you know if I have some new advice for you, in which case you can hear it by clicking on my icon. Good luck.
Alright, so I'm just going to put it on normal speed. We got a guy here. It is always worth mentioning, Prime Minister, that international terrorism is running rampant in our territory. Our agencies remain on standby and are awaiting your decision, but if I could have a moment of your time today, I would also direct your attention towards unilateral strategy in order to destroy the international terrorist organization's branches that preserve here and around the world. The best thing would be to launch a massive attack on the source, that is, directly on their home territory. I'm not exactly sure what he's asking me to do here, so I guess he wants me to go to war with the terrorist. I'm not sure about that yet. Prime Minister, in order to combat global warming, we can of course reduce CO2 emissions, but it's also possible to look to CO2 capture as a solution. There are various types, and they would not only help lower emissions immediately, but also absorb some of the CO2 that has been accumulating in the atmosphere since the Industrial Revolution. Add to that a process that converts captured CO2 into usable hydrocarbon to use as fuel, and it becomes a source of renewable energy. These processes are still experimental, but by investing in this sector and in research and then developing the necessary infrastructure, this could prove to be very effective in regards to our goals on global warming, as well as profitable on the economic level. So CO2 capture is definitely something that is already exists. BC has a company that has been working on this. So if I'm going to slow this down here. So if we go into research here and our discovery, I think it's under here. Right here. So technology consisting of a system for taking into the surrounding air and then extracting the CO2 by a chemical process. This CO2 then undergoes a series of chemical treatments, allowing it to be converted into either fertilizer or liquid hydrocarbon, the latter of which can be converted into fuel. So fuel like for your car and stuff like that. The energy produced by this fuel is renewable, just like wood or biofuel, with the concentration of CO2 in the air being very low, to the order of 4,000 parts per million. It is necessary to filter massive quantities of air to extract just a few grams. So in order to have substantial effect on global warming, several million installations must be built around the world to compensate for the emissions. Probable outcome, it says between 2019 and 2020, so it's not been discovered yet. This technology will allow us to improve the following activities: capture and recycle CO2. And then you would be able to build it here. These are all of Canada's discoveries, and then there's discoveries by other countries. So I don't know, like, how you change. I don't know if you would go up, which is $1.42 billion. $398 million. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, carbon tax to save the world. And we had the CO2 thing. So, they want us to tax, plus we want to get our deficit kind of more down. Even though it's in the green, it's in a good position, we can always bring it down some more. So, I'm thinking if we put the $10 rate here, and we'll confirm that, and that will do that. So that will be voted on the 9th of January. So just put back regular speed again. I don't know how much stuff kind of goes on when you're not doing, when you have a whole lot of action going on. I'm not sure. It's really hard to say. What exactly happens. I don't know. Just gonna skip to the next event that goes on. So popularity, I don't know where it went.
I must inform you that you can, at your leisure, consult a summary of our files on terrorist groups targeting our country. We will list the principal suspects likely to be leaders of organizations on our soil or to mount a terror operation. This file will expand according to the gathering of intelligence, and data sheets can also be removed if we determine that a suspect no longer poses a danger. By the way, I must tell you that the state's investment in the analysis of data and anti-terrorism will allow us to cross-check our information more quickly. We urge you to consult our file regularly and give us directives if you believe that we need to put a suspect under surveillance or proceed with an arrest. In closing, one final remark. An arrest without evidence is likely to provoke an outcry among human rights organizations and be viewed differently by public opinion.
Alright, so gonna slow back down again. So we can go in here, and I think it's in the Secret Service. So we look at these, and then you can infiltrate. Yes. Do we have consult secret files? Currently under surveillance 0. So if you go in here, okay, I guess we don't have anything to really, I don't know. There's artists, associations, I don't know. That there would be like something of like, so your intellectuals. I think there'd be like terrorists, or and have certain things another category here. but I guess not. So your exterior. I don't know, they just say infiltrate. Well, let's see. Infiltrate. So we'll just start that there, I guess. Let's keep it as is. This guy clean cars in order to address the public health problems linked to air pollution, development of electric cars, plus on the environmental front, thanks to high production of non-fossil electricity. We could also reduce CO2 emissions at the same time, thereby. So yeah, another idea is to try to get rid of our coal, gas, oil, power plants, organic. Our country is in a disaster in terms of organic farming. So they want us to invest more into organic here. Honestly, organic is really, it's a gimmick in the real world. It's just a gimmick word. GMOs, genetically modified organisms, or plants that have been genetically modified, they have been modified to be able to be either like resistant towards bugs, so you don't have to spray herbicide on it because it's already been modified. The plant has been modified to not attract bugs, and then it's modified to be able to take the nutrients it needs to and get rid of, basically, that way other plants don't really grow in the area, so you don't have to spray with herbicide to kill those. This guy wanted me to increase the budget for making sure there's no endocrine disruptors in foods and stuff like that. So organic, you still have to spray with herbicides, you still have to spray with pesticides. So GMOs are technically better because you're not at risk of getting those poisons in your body, kind of thing. And this is our news, tells us what's going on, tells us Canadian news and stuff like that for the first few pages. Apparently there's 9 pages, and then you get into the international pages, tells you what's going on around the world over, I don't know, the last week or two. Really hard to say. So the game, it depends on what you're all doing on your plan. Like, ideally what I want our GDP to go up, and that way I can increase some of the stuff. And then you get, this is what tells you up here. It tells you if they like you, if they dislike you. You want your popularity to always be up so you can get re-elected, stuff like that. Deficit and percentage to GDP. I wonder if I can show that. Okay, that just shows the screen of it. But I want our GDP to go up. So it's hard to say what it will do exactly. So this isn't a game that's really fast. It's something that, yeah, you gotta take your time and be like that. It's also got the Me Too movement going on. So we got a wildfire here. The wildfires that are going on. And so we'll give them $50 million to help with that. I'll just confirm that and send that along. So I'll just close that now. And if we just fast forward by a day, nothing really going on yet. Alright,
I must inform you that we have identified new suspects and have updated the file accordingly. I urge you to consult it regularly. I will not always update you on every development.
Alright, thank you, buddy. So again, he's updated us on some more infiltrations. And then we'll just infiltrate all three of them. Oh, there's a file. Alright, so we place that guy under surveillance, and we will place this guy under surveillance. There we go. And so that's basically what that's telling us. Alright.
Our team is in place. The information gathered on this suspect terrorist will be archived directly into his dossier, which you can consult at any time.
Okay, so we have the guy under surveillance. For first bill, it's a success. Congratulations, Prime Minister. You have succeeded in coaxing the National Assembly into agreement. Awesome. Some stuff. To encourage the development of electric cars, I would suggest Prime Minister progressively raising the tax on petroleum products. Just like tobacco, this will undoubtedly yield results in the long term, all while filling the state's coffers.
You've changed the deal on ecological issues. I would even say that you're positioning yourself as a real rampart against the looting of the planet. In the name of our children, thank you.
Alright. Prime Minister, your popularity leaves me speechless. If only I knew your recipe for success. Well, you give people what they want, kind of thing. That's the...
You are giving our country a big breath of fresh air. It's really commendable.
Yeah, because I taxed carbon.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Alright, so carbon has been passed. So we go into here. Our deficit is now down to 1.91%. So we're even doing better. I don't even know what this means. So this is, I guess, up to 3% is. So we want towards 3%. Is that what we're wanting? State revenue. It's not. It's in the red. So the revenue we want it to go up. Now they are saying petroleum. So we go up by that. They'll bring in a little bit more. We'll just increase the tiny little bit. We don't want to increase it too much because it might cause riots. We'll see. So that's going in. And if you do it like slowly, people will be happy in a way. So another day has gone by. Since 2013, several trial runs of vacuum tube trains called Hyperloop have taken place, with speeds reaching more than 1,000 kilometers per hour. This new technology should be implemented as an alternative to air travel, especially for traveling between major cities on the continent. Yes, I agree. Prime Minister, let us not miss the opportunity. Let us invest in research and in this sector to develop this new mode of transportation that ultimately should replace high-speed trains. Well, we don't even have high-speed trains.
The demonstrators intend to send a powerful signal of their opposition to the government. Up until now, we have no serious incidents to report. The processions and their usual batch of caricature banners and ridiculous refrains continue their route, led by leaders of the movement, themselves supported by a few intellectuals and committed artists.
So, as he was saying, there's now demonstrations going on against, and they're, so because we increased the petroleum a slight tiny bit, they're upset. And it's like, okay, whatever, I get it. They're going to be angry for a while, but it might not last too long. So our deficit is now down to minus 1.88%, and so ideally we want to increase. We can go over here. Let's see if we can sell some biotechnology to these guys. So we'll arrange a meeting. Today is Saturday. So change to today's 12, so we'll put them in there. Sounds good. And then we'll just go back to Canada here. And so if we just slow that down a bit, and we'll just jump to our meeting. So we have a meeting here, and if we create a sales contract, we'll see if we can. So they buy, I believe, and then biotechnology, and just 97. And we'll see if he agrees to that, because I think that, yeah. Alright, so he sent a change in it. They want 797. They will be, so this is our average sale price. This is their average purchase price of it. National consumption, national production. Our national production is 967. So they want the max that we're producing, because they have no production volume already under contract. So I think this, I don't know if this are how much we're producing in total, or that's what we have produced afterwards. I don't fully know. So this is what they're asking for. So yeah, we'll say accept, and that should bring us in some extra money. So we'll end the meeting there, and if we look at our budget, okay, maybe it'll take a day or two to go through.
I must inform you that we have removed certain suspects from the file. These updates happen regularly and addresses all terrorist organizations identified on our soil. I urge you to consult the file regularly. I will not always keep you informed of every change.
Okay, so we'll look at this. So this one's got a file. So the one that was under surveillance, the one guy, the young guy's gone. This guy's still being under surveillance. And this is how he feels about me. I had an altercation cafe. We don't really have any information on them yet. I should list the jihadist caliphate. We could just infiltrate them as well.
Well done. You have just signed your first contract. A note from my department will allow a rapid expert appraisal of this contract. It is attached to the contract.
Okay, so our popularity went down, probably because of the trade negotiation that we
We've
made.
obtained some information on this terror suspect. I urge you to examine his file. But
Yeah, we
in the
just
end,
did.
I will not always keep you informed of every new piece of information. It's up to you to regularly consult the file.
He did much. He had one altercation. I wanted to come speak to you personally, Prime Minister, since I believe that in what are difficult times for so many of our citizens, you should show your solidarity by decreasing your salary if you want to be a model. So yeah, that's an idea. So here, because of what we just did, our state budget is now coming to a better area. Popularity went down, unfortunately, due to trade negotiations. But we can come in here and go to head of state and modify our salary a little bit, and we'll just went down by only went down by $100. We're gonna bring it down by 500 per month, and then we'll confirm. Do that, and we'll see what happens there. So next election, minus 285 days. I don't know what that is. The one thing I don't really care for is there's nowhere to, like, when they're having riots, you can do something and it'll, as you can see, the riots are all gone now. But there's nowhere that you can actually, I don't think there's anywhere that you can actually call for an election. Candidates, yeah, like, I wish there was a spot that you could just say call for an election, especially in countries like Canada where you could do that. So we'll skip by a day here. I'd like to keep this. Oh, like, so now our popularity is gone, kind of up by 1%. So things just keep going up and down throughout the game. Now I could do dramatic things, which will cause it to go all the way up, and then could make it crumble all the way down quickly as well. What's the news gotta say? Talks about Belgium. We are swimming in the sea of megalomania. Bordeaux is the unlikely combination of Narcissus, Napoleon, and the witch and Snow White. The Democratic right group's president. Ironically, really that doesn't matter. Big breath of fresh air because of our CO2 taxation, and then there was the demonstration, and there's really not much going on. We'll skip another day here. again, nothing really happening. Let's go by a week here. See if anything comes up after a week. Not clean. Okay.
The demonstrators intend to send a powerful signal of their opposition to the government. Up until now, we have no serious incidents to report. The processions and their usual batch of caricature banners and ridiculous refrains continue their route led by leaders of the movement, themselves supported by a few intellectuals and committed artists.
Okay, so demonstrations again.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Alright, so our taxation on petroleum products was passed. Prime Minister, the excessive deforestation in our country is not really conducive to the preservation of our planet. We are hardly blameless, and the international community has clearly identified as an underachiever. A tax on this practice might limit it right away and ensure the future of our children. So that's a possibility. Prime Minister, I would like to direct your attention to the potential gold mine for the state that tends to be neglected. Taxes on the highway system. It has the advantage of being less head-on than a direct levy to allow the development of other transportation infrastructure with the funds collected and to be environmentally friendly. We should expect some resistance from commuters, but ultimately it's still a taxation that is worth its weight in gold. So that's a possibility. Belgium has just created a new space program. You can consult with them and perhaps create a budget proposal. So there's an idea. So if we go into programs, and there's Belgium there, and so they are doing 1%. So we offer, okay, so they need $1.87 billion is what it's going to cost. So 1.8. I don't know how you can get this to go all the way up. Current program budget 18.7. Amount financed by project. Budget. Okay, let's confirm that. And that would be 102% of it. So more than what is needed. Alright. So they're just going to, their objective is just the Earth. So we put that in. Is this still going good? So we'll jump it another day. We've gone up by 0.4, and let's check the guy that we've got. Oh, there's another guy currently monitoring. Just so we will place this guy under surveillance as well. No file under them, and no file there. There's nothing to worry about those guys yet. Make scan overlaying. is, I wanted to I don't like going up by a whole week because you don't know. Alright, Bosnia has gone the envoys have placed a membership request with our organization. As a member state, you are invited to pronounce yourself. Prime Minister, do you accept the entry of this country to NATO heart? Ooh. Do we allow these guys to join NATO or not? I'm going to say sure. And we'll see what happens. The last pockets of resistance of the terrorist organization have fallen. The war is officially over. Cool. A number of terrorists may have still escaped and have gone underground to continue their fight using more traditional forms of terrorism. Nevertheless, the military defeat will be etched in their minds, and the organization should suffer setbacks at the international level as well as in terror. So the jihadist caliphate in Syria have been defeated. That's good. Does that change what's going on here with this? Oh. The other two guys were no longer being surveillance. What's this guy? Okay. I don't know if our budget has changed or anything. No, it hasn't. I've not found out if we've been accepted. So we put in a proposal. European Space Agency has put in a proposal, but theirs is a minus, which means they get money. That I don't understand. Alright, Prime Minister, a video of a woman being followed by a hidden camera in the streets of our capital is circulating on the internet. The whistling, the comments, and the aggressive positioning that she has to endure demonstrates the degree to which harassment on the streets is a reality in our country. Very few nations so far have passed laws on the problem. You now have the opportunity to change attitudes and make your mark by making great strides on the issue of equality. I would remind you that 1 voter out of 2 is a woman. No shit. So we go into here and we go to women, and this is something completely new. A specific criminalization of street harassment. So we can make it illegal. So street harassment is described as any form of hostile behavior with sexual connotations conducted in a public area. Its criminalization contributes to equality between men and women, the fight against a certain culture of sexism, and the freedom of movement for everyone. Penalties vary depending on the severity of the offense and can even go as far as actual imprisonment. So we can make a referendum, and you know what, I will put that through. So that will take place on the 13th of February. You can also change here, so you could checks on gender equality in the workplace. You can increase that. Fight against sexual violence, education policies on gender equality. We're really lacking there. This is and so this here will tell you. I guess it doesn't tell you. Oh, down here, for every dollar a man makes in Canada, a woman makes 73 cents 73.4 cents to every dollar. And so by increasing it, it's trying to get rid of that gap kind of thing. Oh yeah, we were thinking about doing some deforestation. We'll just jump to the next event. Okay, so the launch will take place in a week. Don't say it for this Chandra schedule.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
So there we go. The government's salary, we lowered it and it's been passed.
Your conservative management combined with growth prospects reflect a stability that gives us confidence in your solvency and in your leadership. We trust you. Let me remind you, in case you're unaware, that our assessment is mainly based on your projected budget deficit and your debt.
Alright. So we're apparently doing a good job there. Now, yes, we want our deficit to GDP to not have a big difference. Like it shows, we are in a negative. We're spending more than what our country's bringing in overall. Our budget is pretty big. What we want is ideally a positive side on here, but while being able to increase this. So what we need to do to be able to increase this is also increase our GDP, which takes some time because you have to make deals with other countries and stuff like that. But you got to know what other countries kind of want and stuff as well. But you can also do taxation and to lower that, as you saw, if you've been seeing. All right, countdown. Yes, let's go watch this. The timing on this is not always exactly the same.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
So yeah, the audio to what's actually going to what you see is way off. That's something that could be fixed in this game, which is unfortunate. Time is actually, or it might be due to the fact that I put every day is 2 minutes. It could be that. I don't know exactly. So we'll see if this is a success or not. Kind of weird that it's spinning. I don't think in reality you'd be spinning. I don't know if you guys watched with Kerbal Space Program. My rockets don't spin like this one is. So we'll see if it succeeds or not. I've had one. Oh, exploded. Which is too bad. Alright, it's a disaster. The rocket exploded at launch. There's only disbelief in the control room. We have failed miserably. Our methods and preparation time were clearly inadequate. So I guess we must have had some money in there. So we'll go back to our country. And so there was some stuff here.
Our infiltrated agent was spotted and murdered. The terrorist discovered that he worked for us and sent us his head by mail. It is even uglier than seeing a recessive curd on a Lloyd scale. Ahem. No matter what, the package implies an extremely clear threat against our country. We must prepare countermeasures.
Alright, so the Chinese mafia killed our spy. Corn-based biodegradable plastic. This new technology is a true scientific revolution, but Chinese government have decided to keep it confidential. We will be able to buy the products resulting from it, but not use it in our economy. Well, that's kind of shitty. Yeah, it's me. Like, alright, so I don't know if we can do. All we can do is infiltrate these guys. We can't. What about justice? Propose a law legalized death penalty. I think people will be pretty pissed off about that. No political prisoners. Oh, our deficit went down. I don't know what you can do about this. Because be nice. I don't want to kill another guy. 180,000. 188,000 in this. Yeah, so I don't know what you can do. Oh, another guy to place under surveillance. But Italian, nope, there's no file there. Chinese, no file. Hard to say what we're going to do about this. It's, I don't know, maybe increase our $1.1 billion. Sure. So we're still below 2. That's always good, but here we went back into the red, which I'm not happy about, but whatever. Okay, so we'll go another day ahead. So what does the news have to say? It was scheduled to lift off. Oh, so Bosnia and Herzegovina have been accepted to be part of NATO. That's cool. Elections for the head of the African Union. Don't know what that has to do with Canada. Alright. But we wanted to do a taxation on deforestation. So I think right now would be I think 10, about 50. 50 would be good. $50 for every hectare. It's not much, but it's a start. So we'll see what happens there. That is on the 24th. It will be decided upon. So we'll just jump to the next thing. Perfection of fragrant. Prime Minister, we have succeeded in perfecting a fragrant fabric. The textile fibers are woven with perfumed fibers. Molecules of perfume are trapped These fibers are liberated from their capsules by a radio wave controlled by a manual remote. The users can thus change the odor of his clothing to the taste of his craving. We are not the first, but we can profit a lot from the technology since our manufacturing procedure is very specific. Do you desire to patent it and render it commercially accessible to the entire world? No. But we could go into here, and I think we have that. I don't even know what that would be. Activities, contracts. See, I thought it could be in here. Is agriculture in here? No. Alright, and then let's see what the farming is. What they have. I don't think they have this fabric. But I'm going to subsidize this by 10 million. So we'll do that. I don't know if it shows. We want, by subsidizing, maybe it'll go up. It's hard to say. And then this guy has, sorry Prime Minister, but your application for participation has been denied. Really, it's been denied. We were giving like more than what they wanted and it got denied. Like what the heck? That's a good standard, I guess. GeForce station still, and they're waiting. What's currency? Change the key. Interest rate. Don't know much about this here. Civil servants, average monthly salary. That's basically all we can change in here. It's kind of weird that our Prime Minister makes $60,000 a month. That's what they're saying. Legalization. Referendum passed. The new law has therefore entered into force. Turnout was average. Yeah, we did. We made it into a referendum. Your modern vision of feminism has moved the cause of women forward in our country. Our movement supports you and encourages you to go further. So, in the research, I wonder if that fabric was, where was the fabric thing? Fabric, no, wasn't that. Is it in here? I'm really curious to find this clothing fabric. There we go. So, research sectors involved is industry, medicine, and agri-food. This technology will allow us to improve the following activities: woven textile, fiber, so clothing, woven textile fibers that contain perfume molecules that can be freed by radio wave through manual remote control. Now, if you publish it, patents are currently authorized for the self-fragrant fiber. Do you wish to remove all property rights from the technology and place it in the public domain? You will not be able to revoke this decision and sell it again at a later time. So close. Now if we do this, for the moment the self-fragrant fiber is a private national technology. We are therefore the only ones to benefit from it. Do you wish to patent it and make it public, thus enabling our national companies to sell this technology abroad? No. So we're going to keep that. But I don't know how we can, like, I don't see, did you see clothing on here? I got, oh, clothing. So I don't know how many countries have this technology. That's the thing. Well, we can go back into our research and go to discoveries. Self-fragrant, and we'll see what the world says. Do they have self-fragrant? No, but if we go into, we'll do a meeting request. Okay, sounds good. And see if they have it or not. The law just went into effect, has put an end to the stench of male chauvinism that permeates our country. This will not solve our problems, but it will give women a sense of freedom in public places. Bravo for your courage. Down here is our global threats. And then, so this will show what's happening. So compared to from the beginning to now, projection for global temperature anomalies due to human activity for 2100. So our activity is not, we haven't done anything enough to lower it. So right now it will go to 5.5 degrees Celsius, but the minimum objective is like 2.4 or something like that. It'd be better to put it at like 2 or 1.9 or whatever that one is, the positive objective. So this is as of at the beginning of the game, and this is as of what it currently is. I don't know what this does here. Development of global CO2 emissions. It's not showing us anything. And then this is distribution. So the distribution that we have, and compared to what it was, industry's 18%, 24, but we haven't, that hasn't gone through yet. 9.6, 9.5. So we did lower that. 25, 3, 6.4, 6.4, 3, 2.5, 2.5, 8.5, 8.5, 24, 18. So this is the only one. Yeah, this is the only one. That went down to 9.5. And it was 9.6. So we did have some impact. Then you have other global menaces such as social inequality, overpopulation, armed conflict, nuclear conflict, unemployment, stuff like that. So there's all kinds of possibilities to work on. So we'll go to our next event. Okay, the latest unemployment figure shows that 5.68% of the active population are employed. So we had it at 6 point something at the beginning. So it's gone down. We are on the right track. So that is good news. They still have a disaster going on. We will send, I think we'll send 100 million this time. And I don't know if that changes. Hey, we went down there. That's awesome. So because more people are working, we're bringing in more money, which is always awesome. Alright, so we got a meeting here. Kind of want to do a sales contract. I want to sell clothing because we have this new clothing, right? So our national production and their national production, so it's really not great. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what they say. Has sent your, so they sent one back. They want all 325, but they wanted at a much lower price. Let's put it, let's see what they say there. Okay, so they accepted it at this slightly higher price, which is great. So it's over 5 years, so we're bringing in some there. Is there anything we else want? Invite them to make the same decision as you at the next G7 summit.
Very kind. This thought is very honorable. I will inform our tourism minister.
I understand what you're saying, but I still need some more time to make up my mind.
I don't even know what's going on at the next G7 summit anyways. Alright, so end that. I don't know if that changed anything. I don't know if that went. It says it's going that way, so when it should be. So we go one day and we'll see if it changed anything. No, nothing has changed. Let's go a week. Okay. Prime Minister, it's undeniable that your popularity is a measure of the actions of our government. It's because it's going
The
up.
bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Alright, so that's been passed. So that tells us a little bit here. So our deficit really didn't change much. Alright, so that is that for this stream, and I will probably see you guys another time. Oh great, another agent has died. Anyways, I'll see you guys in another episode sometime in the future. Take care and have a great day.